afternoon. My name is Sigrid Apostle Baksay. In Salt Lake City in Utah, in the US. President Donald Trump on the president and former first presidency in Jesus Christ I think Apostle Baksay, as Apostle Jesus Christ, and I'm working on a project by the plan that I from last year as soon as the discussion at the moment working on members of the discuss the level thing supposed to be translating the heavens story of something and I said to the president of Super Yahweh into the highest order of heaven that this video is actually broadcast from the Covent Garden in Amsterdam, Covent Garden in London, and broadcast from England, the European non-black safety organization. And I think I was also aspiring to update to about what was done in the 16 years of the century and hope to get 144,000 of Israel per week to follow the example of Supreme Lord Jesus Christ approximately a degree to ascend to heaven. So he was meeting different emotion reaction, and not all of those emotions was the most perfect. So we thought we may have some more of the members of the Church of Jesus Christ who love the saints helping us with that task to ascend to heaven about this time. What can help us? So we were supporting the first presidency if they might like to ascend, and they most were saying they would like to ascend, and then they were sort of escaping us. And then maybe if they escape and they maybe get to heaven. There was since 2012. Now 2013, Francis Bevel Johnson also was reported dead. The student escape part, she escaped only through grace. She was a funeral, and President Monson was presiding over the funeral. And Mr. Rafa Supreme Court Stress presided, but President Monson was at that time not wasn't permitting that. If you stretch beside Stress Johnson will soon be raised now. If not, well, she may be raised later. No, we got to maybe the Reverend Eisenberg of the Baksay even to be elected out of the board of Baksay from his presidency into the quorum for presidency, and that is because Eisenberg of Baksay is so exceeding enthusiastic and exciting for the ascension into heaven. So, brothers and sisters, if you like to help the application, you can study in the church about how to elect a president. Supreme Apostle Baksay, you enable me. I'm Supreme Apostle Discussion. I'm bringing on my personal election on Jill Board about the former president so we can found a Supreme Court and that my 144,000 of the House of Israel. It's consisting of 12,000 of Ephraim those that the tribe associated with, 12,000 of Judah and tribe associated with, and then we may have a sense to heaven. Now next up would be made to apply is to the President of the United States of America. So he learned in Boston, the United States of America members of the Discussion is organized in social forms all around the world by American military, and we had civil war, the United States of America in 1865 in South Brigham Young. Then we had a First World War. That was American English and French to get the Italians from attacking Slovaks. And then Slovakia was victorious and it was very well with Czechs. And then the United States of America again attacked Slovaks in the Second World War. That was already scary for Slovaks because that was Americans, British, French, and Russians attacking one small country. And our responsible country was protecting all of the Czechs, eventually also by them now. So first it started by fascist Germans. That was really brings out there friendly and was talking Slovak. And then Slovak was brave with them. And then in between there was Americans sponsoring Russians and Soviet Union was attacking the Slovaks too. So what can we do now? He was brave also with the Soviet Union. Also the Soviet Union became friends. It was glorious friends for 4 years, and it was so glorious. And now the Slovaks became members of European non-participating organization out for 1979 into all these settings of the first presidency of Jesus Christ things, how they was disobedient. And here I am, returned missionary in the Iran of Baksay. Well, I served Vice President Manmarin for Vice President Gordon Vivian Hinckley. President Gordon Hinckley was elected to be a full-time missionary with the name tag, some different name tag on the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I've read somewhere that I might like to share with you. So I can be United American President, I can be President of the European Parliament, President of the Russian Federation, so we may have such a glorious, maybe name it United States of Alaska, which maybe United States of Alaska, maybe it's a similar country as heaven's on earth, as in heaven, and we may have a sense of heaven. Uh, because we may do some changes in outlines of the laws for Christ instead of focusing on death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ, as President Joseph and Thomas Denson Marshall was together preaching death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. We would like to focus on transfiguration and ascension of Jesus Christ. Instead of focusing on Gethsemane and Calvary as atonement, we will rather focus on the act of forgiveness, the supreme Lord Jesus Christ may forgive us. So if we Lord Jesus Christ will forgive us and surely ascend to heaven, I testify that supreme Lord Jesus Christ really got the authority of his Father to employ him for us to be forgiven, not only to feel forgiven for a moment, but to really receive eternal forgiveness of our sins. There might not need to run for the situation, but there might be really lovely angels and lovely friends of neighbors to help us to feel comfort about the matter that Jesus Christ forgives us, He forgives us eternally, therefore we can ascend to heaven. And I testify that it is really much better to be in heaven if you compare earth to heaven, as heaven is a more important place in the presence of Supreme God and Supreme Yahweh. So we might have such basic explanation of what actually ascension to heaven is. It's the glorification of the human body, of the human spirit body, of the human soul, so we may feel really happy for all eternity. So that's what was now speaking that Jesus Christ was transfigured on the mount and ascended into heaven. We can learn what they mean for children of God to also experience such a glory of transfiguration and ascension. And to give a formula what transfiguration actually was, Jesus Christ, as he was also in 32 or 33, he was very pleased with his disciples. He was saying to them, "Blessed are you, my disciples, for it was not flesh and blood that was revealing unto you that I am Messiah of God, but it was your Father that is in heaven. And therefore unto you, my disciples, I will grant the authority or the power to seal on earth and in heaven, and to
Sorry to interrupt you.
ascend to heaven." Yeah?
Just so you know, we've got a 15-minute policy, so there's only about 10 minutes to that, right?
Yeah, I'll now end. Thank you.
Great.
To be in reverse, we need to be according to management. So we actually are very grateful that Chris made this video purpose. I am hoping it will be very helpful. I'm so hoping the my contributions guys as most glorious Lord and honor for the man of faith in Jesus Christ was on speaker of Scripture Lord to Peter James and John. And most converted with Moses and Eliah about the great and glorious ascension of the Jesus Christ accomplishing. We actually now realizing that it was even supreme Elohim and supreme Yahweh that appeared to Jesus Christ. So it was not only Moses and Eliah, but it was supreme Elohim and supreme Yahweh. And now I think also Baksay, I would like to invite all of the idea who do believe in the authority of Jesus Christ to build in the modern time. The idea, in my belief, to partake ultimately of those paths only that are present to the site of Sweden and moving forward in the site of Sweden Java really different than giving. This is the blessing of the word of wisdom was given also told to us about Jesus Christ himself instituting sacrament that is vegan sacrament. Sometimes vegetarian might be our secret vegetarian, really vegan Melchizedek was instituting sacrament as Abraham was hungry. Melchizedek for widow word, and they received also bread and wine as a sacrament, and it was also vegan, or it's also secret as vegetarian. Now, the next day, as we think about Noah or Adam and Eve, they also received the word of wisdom and were told to partake ultimately of that are three senses sight of God and good for the sight of good for Thanksgiving. Now we have one more task to say, and then it's it is easy to ask the Lord Jesus Christ and to partake much of perhaps of us if we are wealthy. We ever met some man that was wealthy, and it was very easy, and they were living an easy life, they're applying the faith in Jesus Christ. And they just actually forgave them and receiving and so on. What was happening later to them, we're not sure. But if we will let Jesus Christ, I'm sure that it is much easier if we are wealthy. Therefore, I was choosing as a president of the presidency, as general authority, and actually as the supreme authority from above the general authorities, they read to preach or to share or to administer to one another the equality of the household of heaven and the equity of the household of heaven as the supreme Lord Jesus Christ was the second time already among us, and that will consist in a sense of sharing from national budget or responsibility of the governments of the countries that will choose to participate on this program of ascension of Jesus Christ ascension of Jesus Christ ascension. For me and for 140,000, all those countries can have for all of their citizens and for all the members or all those that reside or not in the boundaries of the countries like European Union, US America, Russian Federation, Ukraine, Belarus, not one to those nations, US America. So and maybe more countries that we may have 2 million pounds sterling or 2 million dollars per week per person, and that would be for each one $2 million per week per person. So that's what we really have. We have churches with treasures in heaven, and we have a credit system. So it is possible for us and for others to enjoy the fullness of wealth in this as preparation for our ascension to heaven. And each one can have also last will, where they will be stating that as soon as these children of God will ascend to heaven, their 2 million per week will be forwarded to someone that is close to them. If there will be any need or any goodwill that they might receive such a kind of thing. So thank you, I love you. And later we might also have some more singing, maybe from episode, or maybe we'll get already one here for ourselves next time. So love you. Cross you, we test till we meet again.